Recording in progress.
That is a big watch. We're right on. We're right How you doing, Carl? Living the dream. Absolutely.
Hey, Eileen, can you hear us? Or Kendra?
I can hear you.
Hey, but you were my next. Sure. Thank you, Jackie.
Lauren, they sent me a corner with a dunce cap. All by myself at my own table. You go over? Awesome. I'd love to share a table. If you don't like. Well, only when you taste my food. No, you're good. Good to see you. Gosh.
Okay, so much.
Guess I haven't been
Are
on.
we ready to roll? 1 minute. Good morning, Zoomers.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so we have Eileen and Jackie. Oh, Jackie. Good morning, Jackie.
What
Well, good morning, Rochelle.
Good morning. I talk to Jackie every day, all day, because she's my favorite teacher, so I'm laughing. Wait, there's Jackie. Okay, Kendra, good morning. Larry, you're a mountain today.
I'm what?
You're a mountain today. What happened to the prickly cactus?
Yeah, my camera isn't working. I have an external camera on order. Should come today.
Okay, we're looking forward to seeing our cactus next week. Hi, Eileen. Good morning. Can you hear us?
Good morning.
Good morning. Nice quote. Hey, I hope everybody is checking our Facebook page. Eileen has been putting up some awesome quotes on our page. So like them, share them, do all the things. It's amazing. She's doing a great job with that. And okay, so here we go. Chris, would you like to be our sergeant of arms today?
Okay.
Thank you. Oh,
Where's the flag? Right there on the picture.
so we have one right here.
Okay, so please join me in pledge allegiance and pledge allegiance to the flag.
United States of America.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Before we test, number one.
The truth.
Number two.
The truth of serve.
Number three.
Will build goodwill and friendships.
And four.
Will be beneficial
to
to
all
all
concerned. And fifth.
Is God. Bacon, fun, beer, bacon, snow.
Usually what we drink, so.
That was really good, you guys, because we didn't have our flags. That we usually have an American flag and we have our 4-week test flag out here. And this was like a pop quiz and you guys did awesome.
Okay. I think that's it.
I think that's it. Okay, thank you very much. Everyone can be seated. Eileen, do you want to read your Friday inspirational quote?
Yes, and today's inspirational quote comes from Arthur Ashe, and it is, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can.
Nice, thank you. Okay,
All you can do.
that's about all you can do. Yeah. Even stressed out. Okay, so we're gonna flip things over this morning and we're gonna have our presentation first and then we'll get into club business. This morning we have a visit from the Lake Stevens Youth Advisory And we've been working for a while to get them in because they're pretty incredible young adults in our community, and we're excited to hear what they're up to. So I'm not really gonna introduce you. I'm gonna let you do that. Do you wanna come on up?
Well, while they're getting that slideshow set up, we're the Youth Advisory Council. I'm Jack. I'm the one who's been kind of communicating. I'm the vice chair of our organization. Will you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Lily Scribbins. I'm a junior at Alexis High School, and I'm chair of the Alexis Youth Advisory. I'm Emma. I'm just a member that we ended up social media for the Student Youth Advisory Council, and also a junior at this.
I'm Owen, also a junior in high school, and I'm here to help.
I'm Anissa Hauser. I'm a junior as well, and I'm the secretary for the council. And basically what we do with our council is we were formed to kind of represent youth in Lake Stevens. We think it's really important for youth to have a voice in the community, and not only to have a voice, but to have an opportunity to give back to our community and to serve. So really what we've been focusing on is supporting youth in Lake Stevens. We've been trying to bring people in and also give service when we can. So doing different things like that.
It's just at the bottom.
It's just that what's it called?
Well, our
Is
box
it,
drive
did
is
you,
the very bottom.
Oh, okay, yeah, so, no, okay.
And then there should be a PowerPoint in there.
Okay.
Hopefully.
There you go.
Yeah, right there.
Perfect.
Thank you.
I was looking for, probably the wrong thing there.
you got it from there?
Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you want to click
For sure. Sure.
Oh,
Before you do that.
share the screen?
Let's go back to. Minimize.
Yeah, we're very excited to get to talk to you guys today. This has been something that we've been talking about inside our group for several weeks now, and we're happy that we've been able to make it work. You guys look like a very nice group of people.
We were getting to that, okay? Just let us finish your introduction.
Bring it down.
There we go.
Okay,
You wanna
awesome.
put that to me, Lily?
Yes. Do I just click it and then it'll go?
Yeah, just use the little arrows,
Oh, got it, okay.
back foot arrows.
Cool. Well, yeah, we're the Lake Stevens Youth Advisory Council, and this is us. That's our full group. We weren't all here able to make it here today, but you can see Anissa and Lily and Emma and me and Owen. And then we've got Rachel and Dakota and Julia. Of course, Doctor's in the back giving us more support.
That's the old guy, right?
But yeah, this is our group of people. Here's some more in-depth pictures if you want to see what we all look like.
Without our masks on.
Yeah.
This is our actual face.
When we're smiling.
Yes.
And then, yeah, these are our council advisors. Again, here in the back, but Steve Young and Sean Frederick usually show up to our meetings, which is really useful because they're all members of the city council, so we kind of have the beginning. And it's been really interesting to be able to see how the city government kind of works and, you know, how that interacts with youth. Because not many youth our age, you know that city meetings exist. So it's been cool to kind of like get to talk to these people and have them helping us because they're literally helping out the city. Yeah, this is our mission statement. It's something that we kind of wrote down once and we don't really ever use, but it basically talks about what Lily said earlier at the beginning. That really we're a group of people that we're trying to get the youth more involved in our community, and we're trying to look at areas that the city's kind of lacking in, particularly that pertain to the youth. We're trying to see how we can get youth more involved in the community. Yeah, that's just kind of our goal.
So we're gonna have Emma talk a little bit about service that we do, because like in our mission statement, we really want to get youth involved, and so service is a really important aspect of that.
I know.
So, yeah, we've just been doing lots of community service projects. This was our very first one. It was like a roadside cleanup, kind of down by LSMS and some of the elementary schools. But basically, it was just like a lot of weeding and just cleaning up for the community. It was a really good way for us to just first become involved, and we're planning on doing more when the weather becomes good and everything. But yeah, this is our first service project, and it's been advocated for on social media also. And then we've also done like a couple others that are kind of more regular. And so they're like students food bank we go to all the time. That's for like being able to like put crates together and put them into trucks and then just become involved with them. They've been really good at supporting us and helping us be able to get up and started with community service. We've also went to the community garden, which is basically just like a lot of weeding once again and helping them with foundation, anything that they need to help prepare for the upcoming seasons or just help support our community with the food that they grow there. And then Ashton Point is a big one because we go there pretty much regularly. Every other week is what we're starting to get onto rotation for. But basically we've done like writing thank you cards during like the seasons. We've painted with them. As you can see for Christmas, we've decorated. Yeah, we went and played music for them and done ukuleles and like pianos and everything. And it's really fun just getting to talk to them. They definitely like enjoy it. It's a really fun way for us to just become involved with them because they don't get a lot of an opportunity to socialize as much as we do. And we really enjoy hearing their stories, getting to interact with them.
We didn't write this down, but this is the senior center.
Yeah. And then these are just some fun photos of us and the projects that we've done. Obviously, we like to have fun, and it's a great way for us to bond doing community service, and we really like to promote doing community service in our youth because it's definitely a big thing, and it's something that you need as a high school requirement, but it's also something that's just really fun and gives you lots of experience for later in life. So it's just a really fun way to get involved in our community, and we really enjoy it.
Yeah, and like what we were talking about earlier, we're really trying to push for youth being involved in the community. So we've been doing community service as a council, but we've also been inviting some friends, and we've also we've started like an application thing to come into our council and for people to come to our service projects. So we had to postpone orientation due to some COVID reasons, but we're trying to get more youth involved in that, which is something that's really, really important. Okay, so with our council, we also really wanted to focus on the youth gaining some leadership skills, right? Like we're trying to build leaders for our community. And just a few of these that we've been working on and that we want other youth to learn who are coming into our council is different planning, right? We plan activities and we plan service projects, organization when we are organizing these projects. And as high schoolers who have really, really busy lives, this has definitely been a tough one, but it's been a really good thing to learn for us. And we'd love to share these skills with other people. Communication with different organizations, and interpersonal skills while working together, meeting new people, and different things like that. So like it says up there, one of our goals is to develop essential leadership skills and to try and learn that. And we've been doing that. So it's been pretty cool. Okay, Jack, do you want to talk a little bit about projects?
Yeah, we say projects, but really there's just been one big one that we've been working on for a while. And if you're familiar with the area nearby the high school, which we are as well, high school students, there's this road called Cedar Road, and it stretches right around the high school a little bit, and it's pretty awful. There's almost no sidewalk for most of it. You can see we very artistically made a red arrow along the point where there's absolutely no sidewalk. And no speed bumps, and it's a really unsafe place, honestly, for especially to be around a high school where a lot of kids are walking to and from school. I know the track and field team and the cross country team uses that road a lot for runs, and it's not a safe place. Really, to cut it short, it's not a safe place. And one thing that we've been working on is seeing if we can get the council, the city council, to build an actual sidewalk there. And there's money built into the budget to do this. But there's a lot of sidewalks in Lake Stevens that need to be fixed. A lot of stuff that there's only a certain amount of money that's allocated towards that. And we're trying to see if we can get this sidewalk prioritized so that that allocated money can be used for that one sidewalk that we think is the most important to be targeted. What we're asking from you, really the big goal for coming here, is we know that the city, Doctor's kind of told us this, the city pays attention to what notable organizations like you say. So we're kind of going around to notable individuals and organizations that the city listens to that really have a sway. And if we can get their support for this sidewalk being built, then that just goes a lot more to show that we're not just a group of kids that want to get a sidewalk built. You know, a lot of people and important people want this sidewalk done. So really our goal here is to see if you're interested in if you share this goal with us, if we can get you to sign our letter of support. And in doing so, when we eventually go to the city council, we'll have a lot more sway by saying, oh, it's not just this group of kids who want a sidewalk built, you know, Rotary supports this, the Kiwanis group supports this, you know, Senator this and this, they support this. And really that's just our goal, to make Lake Stevens just that tiny bit safer, especially for the youth. Try our best to represent. Really, do you have anything following to say that?
Yeah, well, like what Jack is saying, our goal is to help advocate for issues for the youth, and this sidewalk is a problem, especially for the youth, because it's right next to the high school. Tons of elementary school kids and, you know, different kids either wait for their buses on that non-existent sidewalk, or they walk to school that way. Cross country and track runs there all the time, not to mention other people who just run and walk there. So we think that it's our job as the Lake Stevens Youth Advisory Council to help advocate for those issues and to help make change in our community. And this is something that we would love to do. So yeah, we do have this letter of support. All you really need to do is just like sign it and show that you support us in that, and it would really make our proposition stronger. So we would really appreciate that. Anyone have anything else to add?
And that's us.
Yeah, so that's our council and what we do and what we're trying to do. And thank you so much for letting us come here to come talk to you. Does anyone have any questions? Yes.
How complicated of a project would it be? Is there like, I don't think up there's really steep slopes, you know, like there is along Lake, but there's a lot of driveways and that type of thing. Have any of you talked to the city about it yet? And have they expressed anything to you?
We've had some preliminary discussions with Councilman Daughtry and some of the other advisors. We've been there a lot, you know, doing petitioning and just looking at the road, and I can't think of any areas where it's particularly steep. There are a lot of houses, it's a residential road, so there's a lot of right-of-way that would need to be acquired. In terms of money, what was it? I think it's $400,000. We forgot to mention this, but we found this grant called Safe Routes to School, which basically is a grant designed for roads and sidewalks that are near schools. And this is really, you know, useful for us because this road's right next to the high school. But we can't get this grant ourselves as a group. The city has to be the one who puts in an application for this grant. So that's why we're trying to get this support from organizations, so that when we go to the council and we're saying, you need to go to this grant and ask for this sidewalk to be built on this road, and all these people agree with us, that's what we're trying to do. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. It also is, there's a lot of foot traffic on that road coming from high school down to, we'll call it the other roads, east-west roads. Is that the case? Are there other paths to take?
It's one long strip of road, and it kind of goes out to different neighborhoods and things. So there's people who wait like on the side of the road, like the shoulder of the road, waiting for their buses, as long as people who have to walk that way because it outlets into more neighborhoods, right? So for those kids who aren't taking the bus, that's kind of like their only way to get either to Highland, the elementary school, or the high school. So yeah, there's unless you're taking a bus or like you're in a vehicle, that's really the only way to walk there.
Yeah, unless you're in a vehicle, there's really not any route to get there. Biking also unsafe.
Yeah.
There's two paths from the high school directly to Cedar Road. One that goes right by the water towers and one that goes right from that parking lot to Cedar Road.
Oh, okay, so it's all actually like, people are directed there.
They're connected.
Cedar Road is the one behind the high school, right?
What's that?
It's the one directly behind the high school,
Correct.
the one that I remember most of us used when we were
Yeah.
juniors and seniors driving.
Yeah,
to
when I was
high
the principal of the high school, I probably used my AAA card 5 times to tow kids out of the ditch.
Yeah, so there's a lot of.
They
teenage
developed
drivers
that,
on
they
out
developed
there.
that now, it's not as bad as it used
Yeah.
to be.
When we did petitioning, we talked to a lot of residents of Cedar Road, and almost all of them were like, "Oh my gosh, please! Like, I have to walk my kid here every day," or like, you know, the teenagers are driving here really fast,
Yeah.
and it's really unsafe. And so, yeah, does that kind of answer your question?
Oh, yeah.
And a little bit ironic, you know, when we were petitioning, we were walking on that road, so it's like almost as we were going around petitioning and asking the people who live on that road, we're in a not so safe position because there's no sidewalk for us to walk.
We were like, they really need to put a sidewalk here. This is dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the superintendent of the school district, so, and is one of you Dakota?
No, she's not here.
Well,
No.
she emailed me earlier this year, and of course, you know that we included student voice on the school board recently with the student advisory council. So it's very similar to yours. Yours is an adversary group to the city council. I think there's a lot of ways that you could link up with the high school student advisory council and do some joint projects, which would be awesome. First of all, I think this is a great project because we do need more sidewalks. There's no way to safely get, if you were walking, there's no way to safely get from the high school to Lundin Park. And that's been forever. And I live right by the high school, so I know this from when my kids were little. I used to walk down to Lundin with them. And, you know, I had to dodge cars and play Frogger all the way down there. I really think this is a huge need. My wife and I were actually talking last night about what would it take to get a sidewalk down 20th, you know, the steep hill. And of course, that would be a monumental project, a big undertaking. So I think this is a great first start. Cedar Road has long needed a contiguous sidewalk. There's pieces of the sidewalks there, but there's not one long sidewalk. It's awesome.
I just want to say, great job, you guys. You had a beautiful presentation. You guys have spoken really well. I just really admired you, and I said you can all learn from you guys as well. Definitely picking an amazing project here. I think another piece of the puzzle of Cedar Road, right, is that those houses were built so long ago and they weren't required to have sidewalks. So I know from personal experience that people do develop that land and build new houses, they are required to have a sidewalk, but only in that little portion.
Yeah.
Right, so they're gonna build a sidewalk for essentially like 2 houses, which is kind of silly. It starts in the middle of nowhere and ends in the middle of nowhere. But hopefully, yeah, let's advocate for it to all be connected eventually, right?
Yeah, it's kind of stops.
Yeah, and so I mean, it's a piece that the city is doing to get pieces of the sidewalk, but anyway, well done, you guys. I'm excited.
Are there any questions?
Great job. Where do we sign?
Yeah, do you have a letter available for us?
Yeah, Lily has a
We
copy.
also have a physical copy if that's easier for you.
Yeah, we can email you a copy. I'm not actually sure how it works to sign online, but we do have a physical copy.
That's fine.
Do you want signatures from club members, or do you want signatures from the board?
Probably easier just to get a signature from the board. There seems to be a lot of you. One.
Really small.
Other notable organizations and people in town have signed your letter?
This is the first. We are scheduled to.
We wanted to meet with you guys first to kind of, we've never done this before, so we wanted to meet with you and see how it goes, right?
This is
And
our
then,
test run.
yeah, you guys are our guinea pigs, but it wouldn't be well, so.
If you guys are nice to us, we'll keep going.
We're nice, we're nice.
But we do have other contacts in Lake Stevens, and we like to reach out to those other organizations rotations as well. But so that's what we've done with our proposal, but we've also done like some petitioning and reaching out in other ways.
And who drafted your letter? All of you?
Me and Anissa were making it like right before a meeting one time, but we all kind of worked together on it.
Beautiful.
So you guys are collecting support to take to the council, but you have 3 council members as liaisons, so you're probably gonna get some good support by the council. Are you doing anything else? Are you going to Olympia? Are you talking to anyone above the council level?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's actually a really good segue into something cool that happened recently. We are getting in touch currently with Senator Lovick, and he is interested in sponsoring this project in the state legislative session that's going on right now. So that's a cool other thing. And we're scheduling a meeting with him right now, but that's another thing.
They'll help you out.
What's the cost of a sidewalk on Cedar Road?
We looked at what the estimated cost would be. It's a few years old, but I'm pretty sure it was $400,000. Is that right?
Somewhere around there. I don't know.
Oh, it's totally off.
Oh, I think that was the budget.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of the budget.
We think it's sidewalks on both sides or sidewalks on one side?
That's scheduled for one side.
One side.
Okay.
Yeah, 400,000 is the amount that the city has allocated for sidewalks. Is that right, Patrick?
Every year we put $400,000 in the budget for sidewalk, because we have matching, get from the state and other organizations. So we only allocate 400,000 there. Most of that 400,000 usually gets taken up by emergencies. So, and this is, 2 years ago, was a $1.2 million project. 6.
So that's Cedar Street,
For Cedar Road.
this is sidewalks and, driveway cuts.
Yeah, driveway cuts, we gotta buy properties, people don't want to give up their frontage, so we have to pay market rate for that. There's all kinds of things that go into that. And then there's also, we have to worry about, the biggest cost of sidewalks really is stormwater. We've got to deal with stormwater. So in that, a lot of times, especially on a road like Cedar Road, you're not only dealing with, because you're putting in a new sidewalk, you're also dealing with putting down the runoff of the road. That's never been done before. But it should have been done, years ago. Didn't have those requirements back then. So now we've got to go back to all of that. That's why it costs so much. East and west side. It'll be one side.
Is this what city council looks for when they prioritize that money in the budget for sidewalks, is community attention onto a project?
The way that we went about this one for this group is they asked for this, they wanted to know what's going on. Basically, the only thing we did from the advisors is gave them the list. They went through that list on their own and picked which one they thought was most important. So this is their priority. If you look at what the city thinks is a priority, they think it's 117. Basically the same problem, basically the same amount and stuff. So what they're going to try to do is try to shift the city's focus over to Grade Road instead of 117, but both need to be done. But it's when, and so the only thing that really, like I have to tell you all, that they did this. All they do is ask us questions and we answer. That's it. We don't lead this group at all. Just their lives. They are just doing awesome stuff. So I can't be more proud of young adults that I am in this group. They just pick up things and run. And they meet once a week, and I don't know of any other group besides some of the ones who really know that will meet that often. And they meet and they get stuff done. And then they give themselves things to do, bring back the next meeting, it's done. And I'm just totally impressed. I think that we're looking at it's all our future.
Thank you. Don't forget we have a Rotary Scholarship available when you guys get to be seniors.
We'll keep it in mind.
Keep track of your hours, it's impressive on the application.
Yeah, you guys mentioned you are on social media. Is there something that we could share to help get the message out?
We've done a couple posts about signing a petition online to be interested. That is on our Instagram, and Facebook, right?
I don't think it is. It's,
Okay.
yeah, it's not.
Yeah, we have an Instagram, and there are a few posts. I was hard pressed to find a very active Instagram.
I don't think, I don't have Instagram as it. I don't think.
Yeah, that's what I.
Okay, so here's the thing, we're old.
Yeah.
So we have a very active Facebook page, like all of your parents. And most of the homeowners and taxpayers in town, right?
It's kind of the reverse with us.
Yes,
Instagram,
exactly.
and the
So-
communities.
Exactly, so, you know, if I were a social media person on your committee, I would hit both really hard.
We're trying to use Facebook too, it's just hard because we've never.
Oh my God. I love that. Okay, well, let me get my walker.
We're also, we're also on YouTube, guys, kind of like you, everyone is saying, make this, make anything that you guys do that you want support from, or people to back, whether it's a community service activity, you want to borrow a space, you want someone to sign something, make it as easy as possible. Right, like, here's the form, here's my link, scan my code right now, it'll take you to it, done. And make it done, whatever it is, if it's gonna benefit you guys, make it done. I just learned that.
Do you have a QR code to put on your form?
Not for this, but for our online one, I think we did have a QR code.
Right, because you can put a QR code at the end of the slide, and we can all just lift up our phones.
Ooh.
Yeah, we did not have that,
Yeah.
or a little store and grocery stores that you go when you knock on the house. But also be like, okay, scan this now, let me show
I think we
you
did do
what
that.
to
when we
click
did
through,
the- Is that right?
you know?
That's really, yeah, I think we could have that.
Do you have
Thank you.
some legislative advocacy that you do? Because that's going to be really important, I think, to get matching grants. So that the head of transportation committee for the state used to be, the state legislature used to be Steve Hobbs, who lives in our community now. He's of course Secretary of State. I don't know who took his place. Does anybody know?
Senator Leas in
Mark Olias. Yeah, so he would be a great person to contact. And you need to start reaching out to legislatures, and they're in their 60-day short session now, so that would be really a great leadership move for you. And we have, the Student Advisory Council has April Berg coming on the 1st of February to talk about some of the education bills that are before the legislature. So the time is now to act on that.
Any thoughts on, you guys are doing great and keep that rolling and talking to all the legislators and getting grants and money and all that. Any thoughts on how long the process may take, you think, may take to be completed? Just don't get discouraged because it takes a lot.
Yeah, we know that things take a long while. We don't have a timeline in mind.
Okay.
I think we were also hoping to apply for the 2022 Safe Routes to School thing, so I'm not totally sure what the timeline is on that, but I know it takes like you know, like
Okay,
years.
yeah, just keep the pressure on and it'll happen.
Yeah. Either that or you got a lot of fundraising to do to get.
That's a lot of work. You sell candy bars.
But we'll put that as an option.
So the other thing that they're doing is they're getting involved with the other youth advisory councils. in the
All of
area.
us right now, we are juniors at the high school. We have
We have a couple songs.
yeah, 2 sophomores and people who have applied. We have a freshman. So we're trying to keep.
Are you trying to get together?
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful. I think this is what we needed for a long time. It's happened.
So another thing they're doing is collaborating with other youth advisory councils in the area and putting on a leadership summit coming in May, either in the late May or early June. Right now, we're looking for a location for that, but each of the youth advisory councils will put together what session that they're going to do. Some of them are working on things like suicide prevention, others are working on something else, and it'll be just a day. We're actually looking into it today. I'm going to be looking and see if we can get Northville Park for that leadership summit. We just got to figure out how I'm going to get with the school district to buses, so we can bus people into different places. Because there's no parking downtown. I don't know if you all recognize that or not. There's no parking. So, but they're collaborating with other youth advisory councils on that.
impressive. And I'm having a great time. Wow, this is a wonderful walk.
Okay. Yeah, we'll finally get to.
You guys, either one need a note for your mother?
No. Lily, do you have that?
I do.
This is where I say, I see nothing.
I think it'd be pretty cool to go back with a note from the superintendent.
Well, I've done it before.
That's a staff note.
But we do have this. This
Do
is
you want
here.
to talk about the fact that?
Okay.
And you guys.
Well, go get it now. You got, like, how many finals you got? One?
Sure, just like this is
One
your
person in time for the grade.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
Thank you for setting that up.
Thank you all for listening to our presentation.
Great presentation. Thank you, great.
Good luck at your finals.
Zoomers, are you still with us?
There's a few of them there.
Yes.
Everybody-
Yep. Yep.
Larry, Eileen, Jackie, awesome. Awesome. Okay, so now I guess we'll keep rolling. Okay, so I guess we'll introduce our guests. Welcome, Linda.
Thank you.
Prospective new member, so everyone be on your best behavior, be nice.
Oh, too late for that.
Oh, shoot. Well, you might like that better.
Yeah.
I know I didn't have any other, all of our student guests. Okay, so let's see here. I feel like I haven't been up there throughout the year. It's been a while, since before Christmas. Because we had January off and then we had our MLK Day.
It was last year.
It was last year. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Whatever, that's not me. Okay, so I do have a list of birthdays and anniversaries today, and I'm going all the way back to the beginning of the year because, or Chris, did you announce any last week?
What?
Did you announce me 2 weeks ago,
I
birthdays?
probably did, yeah. That would be
You did?
He doesn't remember.
So we're gonna hit it again.
Go
Okay,
ahead,
so
hit it all.
for member birthdays, we've got Mr. Brian Ruiz, January 2nd. Mr. Jim Steinruck, January 17th. And we have Joyce Bell coming up on the 26th. We'll go through next Thursday on our list. South birthdays, we've got Dawn Steinruck on January 14. Mike Westover on January 24. Rotary anniversaries, Lance, just past 7 years. Chris Vallow is coming up on the 24th on 5 years.
Can't believe it or not.
5 years. Jim Hagan, January 15 is 33 years. Angie Hine, do you know?
5 years.
Oh, 5 years, January 15. Okay, you got it. And that is all of our birthdays and anniversaries. As far as announcements that I have, not really a ton, just our next board meeting's on February 10. Jim has scheduled our project at Highland for I call it the Wiggle Walk. I don't know what I'm really calling it, the interactive sidewalk. I call it the Wiggle Walk. We're gonna be installing the Wiggle Walk tentatively on April 2nd. Everything's been ordered, we paid for it, Lori and Jim were on it and got everything in the works. Our bleachers are they're in Monroe at the county spot, waiting for them to put them together so we can install at Caballero. A little update. Don't forget, we do have our district conference coming up. And in May, 13, 14, 15 up at Seminamu, and I have Jim, Chris, me, Dawn, Lori, Amy, Gary, Lance on the list to go. So we've never really done this before. So I'm really excited that we have this many because it's gonna be super fun. There is a foundation dinner on Friday night of this event. You don't have to go if you want to. I think it's about $75 and it's worth the money. We've been going pre-COVID, we went every year. We usually had to drive to Canada. Had a lot of fun going up there. We had a great dinner. There's always a fabulous presentation. We collect a couple of awards. What the real value is in talking to the people in other clubs and what they're doing on their projects and how it came about and hearing their great stories so we can bring back to ours. So that's an option for Friday night. If you don't want to, you can certainly go sit on the beach or sit in the bar. That's always a good option. Okay, and then, so we do every year in June, we give a lot of money away. That's the end of our Rotary year, and we have certain organizations in town we usually write a check to. We've kind of changed things up the last couple of years where we would like them to make an application. Rather than just handing them money, please go to the website and fill out an app. So if you have any groups that you know of that could use some funds, some help, or have a project that they need support on, please tell them to go to our website and fill out the application. Amy?
Is it Rotary 50/50 or is it
LakeStevensRotary.com. Yeah, the application's there, so then we can go through, so that because I mean, our favorite part is handing out those checks. We're.com. Yeah, we are. Okay, so for reports, who do we have? Past president, do you have a report?
I don't, no, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I was gonna make something up real quick, but it just didn't come to me real quick, so.
I get it, I get it.
It's
I totally,
tough to have these meetings on Friday,
it's
you know,
tough.
after a long week. Actually, it was a short week. I'm still wrong. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think you have short weeks when you're a superintendent.
No.
No.
Have your lights on late at night.
Yeah, till what, 9 o'clock last night.
Aren't you happy that you worked forever, all that education, to get to this position to work
Yeah.
4 hours a day?
Yeah, it's very gratifying. What was gratifying was earlier when the kids were.
Oh, 100%.
Isn't that great?
They did,
100%.
they did a fantastic job.
It really did.
That's so amazing, and I'll say something, because it just seems like back in the day when we were kids, or our parents were growing up, kids were kids, and we didn't have a voice under the age of 18 or 21, and now we're reaching down into the young people and getting all creative ideas. Things are happening way different than in the 60s or even 70s, really, we were just told to be children.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And their voices are really impactful.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed this, but they have more energy than me.
If you want to know a person's age, just look at the watch that they,
Gary,
have
that's
to
how you
use
tell
to be
time.
able to tell time. Thank you.
Okay, Lori, do you have a treasurer's report today?
So, I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, I wasn't prepared.
Okay.
But, the endowment fund, the Barnwell Endowment Fund has done really well. We took $10,000 out last year. We put in contributions about $11,000, but the growth through dividends and just value growth, we have over $19,000 to spend in 2022. So
That's almost double
we really need
what we had this
to
year.
think of those good projects where the community needs that money.
Yeah.
Tesla, maybe.
A Tesla bus.
Yeah.
There it is. Get out the checkbook. Is that all?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Mr. O'Reilly, anything?
Next board meeting is Thursday, February the 10th. Invoices for dues have been mailed out, so if you haven't paid, time to pay. There's a long public image plan that the district approved back in June of 2020, but they just sent out, so they're slower than we are. And I'm looking at it to see if there's any, what the value is and what they're trying to tell us. So that's it.
Thank you. President-elect,
Nothing.
what time is it?
Just what?
What time is it?
What time is it? I don't know. It's the same time as it was at 7:20 p.m. Yeah, nothing to do. Taking a lot of classes, things like that. I did meet with Dwayne Rhodes, so we're kind of doing that, and then we're all getting together like in February to kind of talk about structure of the group and the club and what we're doing and what we're not doing and how we should do things. So that'll be exciting. And I think that's pretty much it for now. No, that's class in person was canceled. It'll be a Zoom thing, so that's kind of a bummer. We were all set up for that, but then it got. That's it.
And I think one other thing, Chris has been starting to think about his board and committee chairs for next year. So keep in mind, if there's a committee that you're interested in, it's any man's game, right? Because we have been trying really hard to bring fresh ideas and fresh people on, even though everyone's doing awesome, just to bring some new ideas and new blood up on the board.
Yeah, that's a great thing. One thing about.
Women can be included too, just not men. He said it's a man's game, I just wanted to.
That's true. It's any person's game. I'm sorry, I'm from the
One thing I
80s.
like to think
Any
about
person's game.
is the board, you know, and you come in and you do a thing, and you could reapply, but let's kind of think of it differently, that there is nobody in that position for the next year. You all apply, everybody reapplies, kind of a thing, so it gives everybody a fair chance to kind of get in there and say, hey, I want to do that. I know so-and-so's been there for 75 years, now it's time for me to do something. So just
Yep.
think of it that way.
And it's an easy application. There'll be a paper form, small speech, a talent, maybe swim
Song.
Definitely water balloon.
yeah, juggle, singing.
You don't have to know anything, it's all training on the fly, so, you know, don't worry about, I don't know anything, because I want.
So there really is club training events
Yeah.
that we can go to, which we should all go to, that will tell you what your committee does and give you a book, a guidebook, and all the information and support that you would ever need to move forward successfully in your position. But I tried to do it when I became president, to switch things up a little bit, and there just wasn't a ton of interest from members, honestly. So there are still people in positions, and they're doing great. They're awesome. We always have a fun time at our board meetings. We get a lot of stuff done, but we really want to bring some more people in because we do have a path to presidency that we like to follow, and that's to have somebody be involved in those board meetings for at least 2 years before they move up to president nominee, president-elect, and then president, which makes sense. So if anyone's interested in any of the committees, any of you Zoomers, anyone anywhere, they're going to be coming up. Let's see. Jen, Tracy, Ron,
Yes.
anything, Mr. Membership.
You introduced Linda, she's the effective member, just check us out, date us, if you will, and I'm gonna not butcher, hopefully not butcher your last name, is Ralph?
Round, like south, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she got her, I think, looking at the website, she had a friend that was in Rotary a long time, Steve that, kind of got her keen on the idea of joining Rotary, and so she's here checking us out. So,
Awesome, welcome.
and then also me and Gary were talking that we haven't done an orientation for a while, so I think we'll dust off that PowerPoint that I had and we'll update it. Probably at one of our meetings, do a group orientation.
I think we have some time in March.
Okay.
You want to get on Kendra's books. Kendra, are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, awesome. So,
Wait, what was that? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Ron would like to do an orientation presentation. So maybe there's a day in March available or next available.
Yeah, as of right now, there's no one has claimed a Friday in March. I have, well, including Ron, I have 3 people that need to choose a date. So he can, if Ron, if you want to pick a date right now, go for it.
Yep. And I'll get back to you today.
Okay.
Okay, Kendra, you're next. Do you have anything to say about programs?
Not right now. We're all looking good. I love the ideas I get from people because I feel like I have a very limited network. You know, I don't get out in public very much on my own right now. So any ideas from other people are great.
Okay, thank you.
Is that a report from your daughter?
Yeah. Do you want to report, Maya? Now she gets shy.
I'm sorry, what?
Will you ask for the 3 pending presenters?
Kendra, who are the 3 pending presenters?
Interact and oh my gosh, sorry, I'm blanking on the third one. Oh, I think Eileen sent me someone named Sid and I can't remember who she's with. And then Ron.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Eileen, do you have anything on PR?
Nope. I just want to thank Amy for sending me little tidbits that she does. And I've been posting the quote on the Facebook page every Friday, and then Gary takes it and puts it on the webpage, which I appreciate. And the speakers are already uploaded for this morning, so that's all done. So anybody that's got anything to share, please just email me or text me and we'll get it taken care of.
Okay, awesome, thank you. Okay, so Rotarians in Action, since Kyle's not here, and Kyle is now our official chair of the Rotarians in Action Committee, but since we had to switch things up, Amy, do you have anything to report?
I was not at the meeting this week. Was anyone here there?
Both of us were there.
I can report though that I have been in touch with the American Red Cross as another way that we can work on our blood donation. And I was on a long conversation with her yesterday, and I can talk with Rotary in Action and Kyle and Brian Lewis to bring that to the board more.
Okay, awesome.
I've got a potential another member for your group, and I'm gonna, as soon as she can arrange childcare to drive it one of the meetings. Hopefully the next Tuesday.
Do what to her to the next meeting?
Drive her.
Don't listen, Linda.
Basically, we spent a lot of time talking about developing some goals and objectives for the committee, looking at things that we need to start doing. Street projects are one thing that we're going to have to do at some point in time, but the weather sometimes isn't good. I think Kyle was going to talk to Kristen to see if Interact was going to be doing any road cleanup projects that they have designated around the high school. But we also talked about Aquafest, manning Aquafest. There was a couple of ideas that came up about working on how to get the tickets out for selling for Aquafest. And as you noted, we already have our first sponsor that gave a $1,500 check. Eileen, did you bring another check for us today?
No, I'm sorry, I did not.
Oh, geez, come on. But anyway, they're really trying to get activated, and Kyle is going to be spending some time trying to talk to some of the members that are more prone to doing Tuesday to see if they can get them out. And the question of, is Tuesday the right day, or should we change it to a different day? Different evening, not day.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, anything anyone else have any other announcements? Any announcements, Zoomers? Okay, moving to drawing and Happy Bucks and all the fun stuff. If we have time, super quick.
Look at how slow he's walking.
Does anyone know what time it is? Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'll have you, since you could be a potential new member, right?
Okay,
Yeah, so what we do is pick a number out of here.
pick a number. All right.
Then you can read the number out, we'll see if we have a winner.
All right, it is 31073.
073?
Yeah.
That's me.
Wow, okay, so you need to pick what you got.
Looks like there's a note on there.
There is, it's quite long, lengthy, but here's 5, sorry for your loss.
That's so many.
And so Happy Bucks, since we got kind of a short amount of time, so who doesn't have a pin or a badge on? I have a pin and a badge, pin and a badge, look at your badge.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it's a fun.
Okay, good, awesome. Anybody over here, pins or badges? Nice, good job. Okay,
This is it for me today. I'm broke.
that's okay, that's fine.
You just bought a house, remember?
Gee, where are you spending your money?
Pins and badges on fine. Okay, you put some money in, all right. Yeah, that's great.
$1 in.
I know, but I've already announced it.
Twice. And thrice, nobody knows, I heard it earlier. Thursday,
February something.
Too late, everybody put an order in.
I'm exempt because I'm the one that told the date.
You want $5? Yes, please. I thought it was $2. No, you already did, you're good, how about you?
I have to add it to my Venmo account.
Okay.
You're good.
Guests don't get picked on. They're exempt.
Although I think I did have a day.
Any other dollars over here? Okay, awesome, good, gee whiz. What a quiz. We had the answer in the beginning, so anyway,
What was the answer?
it was February.
Put your $5 in.
Yeah, there's $1 on the table over there, I think.
I don't see $1, I see a big watch.
Yeah, I was over.
Was that what that watch cost you, was $1?
So let's think of happy bucks now. Anybody, happy today?
I'm happy.
Okay.
You all, or some of you remember my presentation on aquaponics.
Yeah.
Well, during the presentation, Lauren volunteered some of his oversized goldfish. And I decided to take him up on that. And I went over and I caught 4 of them in his pond. Cool. And I brought them home and I introduced them to their new pond and their new neighbors. And they seem to be very happy. And nobody is attacking each other.
Are they joining Rotary?
Right.
We can use some fish.
Don, was that a catch and release program?
Yes, it was.
Are they edible?
No, they're not.
Wait, how big is an oversized goldfish?
They're about that long.
Did you wipe out Lauren's stock?
Pardon me?
Did you wipe out Lauren's stock?
Oh, no, he's got plenty to go. He's got
plenty.
He's got some huge ones, which are too big. He's got lots of little ones, and then he's got a few in between. So,
Wow, all in your koi pond? Wow,
yeah, it's a beautiful pond, clear water. How do you keep it so clear?
Lorna.
The filter on the bottom.
Okay,
The filter on the bottom.
yeah, that is a good way.
Is it gravel for a natural filter or is it a filter filter?
It's natural. Gravel.
Gravel bed, yeah. How about you, Joyce?
I'm happy that Don put me up this morning. Very much. Nice to be here.
Happy?
Well, I'm awful happy that those fish survived. They took quite a beating at getting them there.
I'm gonna throw in a happy 5 because I'm happy that my middle son is going. He was supposed to go to South Africa and then he came down with the vid. That's the what the baby boomers way of saying COVID. But anyway, and so he couldn't go to his job in South Africa. So now he's going back to Providence on Saturday, tomorrow. So Providence, Rhode Island. So he's going to be in the Atlantic Ocean for a while. And then my other happy buck for that was that I am going to Arizona to play golf in February for a long weekend with my brother and my best friend from high school, which it has been a tradition that we stop for a couple of years. So that's been awesome. And then finally, I just did kind of a complaint dollar. So for 13 years, I've never won the raffle. I went to the Chamber of Commerce the other day to give my Rotary spiel or to my levy spiel, and I won the raffle.
Congratulations.
So what's the deal? What gives, huh? I don't know.
You don't know how much you won?
I won a bottle of wine. Nice bottle
The
of wine.
chamber has wine to give away at the raffle?
Apparently.
Isn't there a meeting here?
No, it was down at the mill.
Oh, at the mill.
How was the showing there for that?
It was probably like 7, 8, 10 people.
Literally COVID, those spikes like 2 days before.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was kind of going into it, but, good. And it will be there now, right?
Yeah, and you'd already heard my levy spiel anyway, so.
I cannot hear you talk enough.
Wow. What you wish for.
Are you happy?
You can be happy without me.
I'm thrilled.
I'm happy
look
to
thrilled.
finally pull the trigger and get out here, and thank you all for being so welcoming. Looks like it's gonna be a fun group.
Thank you so, again, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks, David, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I'd be happy.
Happy.
I don't give you more.
No, yes, please.
I just want to say happy my kids are still in life school. And I think I'm so happy that a teacher work day is Monday. And we're gonna sneak in Motor Woman, go check out Astoria. Yeah.
Go to the Maritime Museum, it's awesome.
Sure, that whole area seems there's a lot of good fun
One
stuff.
amazing with cars and boats.
Hey, we'll check it out.
Maritime.
Chris, you wanna go with them?
Did you say anything about happy birthday?
I'm just really happy.
Look in the back of the trailer.
Sorry, did I get you the back of the head?
No, I'm good.
I'm happy, one is Friday. Two, my 3-year-old, my oldest, just, she's getting married.
Awesome, congratulations.
So I get my first wedding to not plan because they won't allow me to.
No.
You pay for it.
Tonight is our celebratory dinner with them and we'll on the budget.
Neat.
They're happy now, but they might not.
Drink up, Ron. I'd start drinking now, like do a little pre funk, starting at about 11.
Did.
Awesome.
Yeah, did you watch the Steve Martin movie?
I'm just happy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm just happy the new job is going well and we've gotten to a point in our testing process where I can be back here again.
Nice, awesome.
60 days to go live. No pressure.
Yeah.
And you're happy today?
Yeah, I'm happy. So first, I'm happy. We ran out of propane 3 days ago.
Oh,
But we're gonna get some more next Thursday.
what?
So,
You call Vander Yacht there one day.
yes,
Vander Yacht, because we ran out too.
oh, really?
Although I'm not supposed to say anything, I'd say Vander Yacht forgot to deliver.
I really like Suburban who supported Rotary in the past, and they're really nice, so they're gonna get me taken care of. But yeah, split coats and area heaters and, microwave.
I have 6 space heaters if you want to borrow some from when we ran out.
I've got lots. Our house is super well insulated, so.
Okay, so how about the Zoomers? Anybody up there happy?
They look happy. Look at them.
Oh,
Yeah, that is one happy.
That is a very happy mountain.
That is a
How
happy
about the
mountain.
Zoomers? Are we
Smiling.
happy today?
We are. I'm happy. This is Jackie. Hey, one thing, interest rates are settling down, so I can stop pulling my hair out. And I get to go drink wine in an igloo this weekend.
Awesome, wow, that'll be cool.
Where, Jeff?
Wine and a what?
Igloo. Out of a ice glass.
It's those big plastic igloos up in the mountains. It's pretty cool. I'll share pictures.
All right.
I'm gonna drink wine in the comfort of my own home.
That's a good one too. Good antioxidants.
Anybody else happy? Larry?
Jack's happy. Look at him.
Jack? Kendra? Okay.
I'm happy.
He's happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Our trip to Nashville is all booked. I'm super excited in April, and I will give 5 happy bucks.
Awesome, thank you.
Nice, thank you.
I sent in my happy bucks for the month,
Okay, good, thanks, Larry.
just so I can be happy all month.
You can still say why you're happy, Larry.
No, it's a mystery.
Mystery.
That's for sure.
The more you put in, the happier we all are.
Awesome.
Okay,
I don't want to tell you it's going to be 70 today.
you're putting in 70? Awesome.
We heard it here. We have witnesses, Larry. Oh, he muted.
Can't afford to say anymore.
Okay, well, today was a great meeting. Thank you everyone for coming. Thanks for the flip up. I got a little confused overall, but I think we covered everything, and I'll see you all here next Friday. And we're through.
right. Have a good one. You too.
Yep.
You want to take care of that?
Sure.
Hey, I got a question for you on the coffee maker.
Okay.
Do you ever use this new one that's sitting here?
I don't.